Alright, my darling Wally Twally Pops. We're back for a new video. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. If you're new here, you probably would have thought I was British or I had a British English accent, but I do not. I do not. Although sometimes we do cosplay sometimes, and I switch from having this American accent to having a British accent because that's just who I am. Anyways, welcome to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Chelsea. So in today's video, we're talking about you are not alone. And before we get started into this, I don't know if I should tell you because this is a secret. This mic is just for the aesthetics. It's for me to hold on to dear life because without it, look. Yeah, anyways, la 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 la. And so we must continue. We're going to see if we're going to ditch this mic midway. Okay, we'll just see. The title of the video is You Are Not Alone. Now, obviously, this is a topic that has a lot of profoundness to it because everyone at one point in their lives have felt you are not alone. But for some, that you are not alone feeling has fleeted, and maybe some have actually created a family and they're really not alone. But even when you are surrounded by people physically, you can still feel not alone. When you have the feeling that you are alone, it's very difficult to find a sense of hopefulness. But you can get out of the feeling of feeling lonely. How? Why? What? How? How is that possible? Well, I'm gonna hit a few key points here. Belief plays a vital role into why you feel alone. What do I mean by that? Well, in the same way that you have believed you are alone, it's the same way you can believe that you are not alone. And what ends up happening is that your mind likes to look at your reality, and so then therefore it correlates with what's going on in your head. So it's like this intertwiningness that what you're viewing from your perspective, from your mindset, and then you look at your reality, it's saying, oh, then you are alone. You are physically alone, or there's no one there, right? And so I first want to tell you that if you are feeling alone, if you feel like there's no one there for you, like you're in this alone, you're in the world alone, it feels like the world's against you. To overcome that and these key points, that these actionable steps that I'm going to mention, I really hope that you take it to heart, and I hope that you actually take it into action and actually try to look at it from a different perspective, because when you do feel alone, you feel like it's hopelessness, or you feel like it's not a chance that it's going to happen. There's not a chance where maybe I'm going to have a group of friends, or it's not a chance if you are one who maybe is looking for a relationship, whether a boyfriend or a girl. So the actionable step to take when it comes to feeling that you are alone and feeling like the world is against you, and I promise you the world, I couldn't say this, the world's against you, but let me tell you this. I want to say this. The world is not against you. Our minds and how we look at things can make it be perceived as if the world's against you. But sometimes there are situations, there are people in our lives that makes it seem like the world is literally against you. I want you to get out of the mindset, or out of the feeling, out of the state of I'm alone, because there is a negative connotation to it, and it's not negative in a way like, oh, that's bad, but negative in a way where it doesn't help you in your life. It doesn't help you move to the direction and where you want to go. Create the reality that you want to create because you are feeling alone, because feeling alone is not a bad thing. It's a form of expressing yourself, because you are sad when you do feel that, right? You are sad when you do feel, I feel like I'm alone. But in order to overcome that, you have to first start believing that you are not alone. And in this belief, in the same way that you have believed that you are alone, and in the same way you can believe that you are not alone. And it's the power of faith really plays into this. When you look at your life and you look at your reality, you're like, I don't have friends. I don't have a best friend, or I don't have a boyfriend, or I don't have a girlfriend. I don't have my person. The power of faith that first of all, there is a greater source than you. There is a greater goodness higher than you that watches over you. You're not alone. Whatever you believe in, I would hope that you believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, but we're not going to get into what everyone believes, but to know that there is a greater source, that you are not alone, that good plays out, and that the good things that you desire, they will come to you when you have this abundant mindset. But having this abundant mindset will then mean that you have to believe, yeah, I'm not alone. I am not alone. how I said you are not alone, believing you're not alone, it's the same way that you have believed, literally the way I just told you. You look to your corner and there's no one there. What am I doing there? You're literally giving your mind evidence. Oh yeah, hey, there's no one there. I'm turning to my corner. Because that is evidence that you are feeding into your mind. You're literally intentionally setting forth that statement. Yes, I am alone. Literally, this is the reality. And then I feel sad because of that. You feel sad because of that. Why? Because you're compiling evidence. So I just said about your belief. You have to start believing, to knowing that you are not alone. 2, evidence. Stop compiling evidence and saying why you are alone. Stop hitting like this is the reality and this is the reality. The enemy wants you to recognize things and face the facts for what they are and make you have this mind of disparity or scarcity. Disparity, scarcity, in which is all those 2 words and even more starts to play into the feeling of I'm alone. So what is the evidence for you to believe that you are not alone? Well, you're breathing. You're watching this video. Like I said, there's this greater good that like look at it this way. You have 2 paths, right? 2 paths going right to the left. The feeling of the I'm not alone is going to the right, and there is a different journey. And you're compiling different evidences, and that's a different road. But if you're choosing to say, no, I am not alone, and I know I am, why? Because I have this. Recognizing, first of all, you are alive. There is love. You can see, you can watch, you can hear, you can talk, you're listening, you're watching this video. That is a pure goodness that alone, you didn't have to achieve. It was given to you, was it not? It was literally given it to you. So when the same way that this goodness was given it to you, why can't the goodness of people who love you, people who cherish you, people who appreciate you, why can't that also be applicable in this case too? Can it not? I'm pretty sure it can, because I mean the fact of the matter is that if you can see and you have the capability that you're breathing right now, you didn't achieve that. It was given to you. So if that is already valuable enough, how much, and then comparison to the people to surround you with that cherishing love, I think that's all the more possible. Grateful. Focus on what you have. The attention suddenly becomes not on what you don't have. So under the evidence of compiling lies gratefulness. You have to be grateful. And why do I say this? Well, grateful, when you become grateful on what you do have rather than what you don't have, you will start to cherish the things in which you are blessed with. Just in the same way I just told you, okay, Chelsea, you want me to believe I am not alone. What evidence do I have? Because literally I don't know any other evidence. Well, I just kind of gave you a piece of evidence. You're watching the video, right? Isn't like the fact that you can see, the fact that you can hear, the fact that you can understand and use your brain, isn't that something to be so grateful? And you're like, ding, 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 light bulb. Now your eyes are not on, I don't have this, I wish I had this, and this isn't occurring for me, and this isn't happening for me. And so now you're just kind of feeding into what you don't have, and then you forget of what you do have and what you have been blessed with. And now we're going from this scarcity mindset to this abundant mindset that's like, it's possible. It's possible for you to find the love of your life. It's possible for you to get, your dreams. It's possible for you to achieve those things. It is possible because there's this goodness, but you are missing out on something that isn't there. You're dawning and dwelling on something in which you do not have, and you're misappreciating the things in which you do have and they have been given to you. The action is take the time to be grateful with what you have. Even when you just make little moments, 5 minutes each day, I promise you the way you start to look at things and the way your soul starts to uplift, it feeds less into I feel alone. The feeling of alone, that's going on also into the next point. The feeling of alone, there's nothing wrong with the feeling of alone, right? And I think when you do feel alone, the first few days or the first few days into the season in which you are feeling alone, I think it is 100% a must-have to express that you are feeling alone. Right? And I think what ends up happening, you're like, oh, that's common sense. Obviously, I'm going to express you're not alone. Yes. But many of you forget to express it. And if you do express it, you probably express it in a wrong way that is harmful to others or reproachable to others, in the sense of you didn't do this for me and you didn't do that for me. It's like you're setting those expectations on someone else based on what you're feeling. So it's expressing yourself in the season in which you are feeling lonely, in which you have compiled this evidence and now therefore have believed that you are alone, is expressing yourself. Obviously you guys have heard this, that like journaling is just one of the many examples, but obviously you can do many other things, many other activities to get your mind just kind of strolling away, if that's the correct, or gazing away from that sense of I am alone. And you can express it, you can cry, you can get angry. I remember even just expressing, for me, I remember one of the times, normally I don't do that, but I do go to the gym, but I go to the gym and I don't know what it's called, but it's like this heavy weight ball, and I was literally throwing it to the ground. I was just like pissed. Obviously I wasn't feeling alone, obviously I was just expressing myself, but the idea of just the notion of expressing, of just feeling, I do feel alone. And in that, you can state what you want. Don't be afraid to state what you want, you know? And the feeling of loneliness, obviously, even with me, when I have felt lonely, I think I have feared stating what I want. Because in my mind, I'm like, universe should, give me this, la la la. Or like, I don't understand, why do I have this? Then it should be this. But it's like, no, I want this. State what you want, and obviously let your emotions, let it out and express it. Because if you don't, then you will lead and make decisions based on your emotions. Under identifying, I want you guys to recognize that when you are alone, you create this door in the same way that you have believed. That's why it was the first point I told you. Start to believe that you are not alone. Start to believe that there's goodness. There's goodness in who you are. You deserve to be cherished. You deserve to be loved. You deserve everything and more. But because you have this mindset of negativity and scarcity that's straying you away from that abundant mindset to the scarcity mindset. And like I said, it creates this negative connotation. What do I mean by that? There is a negative door. When you continue to be lonely, when you continue to feel, I feel alone, or isolating yourself intentionally, you create this door. And this door, it's a trap door. What do I mean by that? When you continue to look into the lens of feeling that I am alone, you will start to feel hopelessness. Because you continue to dwell in those emotions. You continue to dwell on what you lack of than what you do have. And when you continue to dwell in that, that is preventing you from receiving blessings upon blessings. That is preventing you from even stepping into a season of healing. Or that is preventing you from even taking the next step forward in your life in the good and the right direction. That is a trap door. It's a trap door. So suddenly when you walk into this trap door, think of it like this. When it rains, when everything is sunshine, everything's blue sky, literally it's just this dark cloud over your head, and suddenly you can't help but feel just this dark cloud. You can't think of anything good because you have already stepped into the door. You have stepped into the trap. Like, that is a trap. It's hard to look at anything else that's good. Be grateful for everything or anything that you have in your life, because you have dwelled so much in those emotions. You have dwelled so much on what you lacked for that you ended up creating this door that now became a trap for you. So my point is, what I'm trying to tell you is that catch yourself. When you feel like you are dwelling so much in this feeling of I am alone, catch yourself. Don't let it get to that point. Your creator will get you out of there. But you have to, even before that, you have to catch yourself and make sure, am I creating this door? Am I creating this trap door that once I step in it, my world will look bleak? Your world will look bleak. That's all you'll know. That's all you think. And suddenly your mindset isn't like, I'm this boss woman, or I'm this boss, like whatever, or this abundant, I deserve. It's not that no more. It's now fear. It's now scarcity. It's now a lack of. It's now of disparity. It's now like these key words that I'm mentioning. That's like, I don't think you want to be living in this constant state of fear and this constant state of like, oh, but this and this and little insecurities. No, that is what the trap door creates. And so that's why you have to catch yourself when you feel like you are creating that trap door, and not only much so, walking through it. The next thing is your source. Your source is, well, first of all, as I was saying, your Heavenly Father. You're created the external forces that you cannot see, that are for you, that are not against you. He is for you. He's not against you. And also yourself play a role on how you feel of you believing why you feel alone. You have to take note where you have showed up for yourself, because also, like I said before, expressing is vital, but in the sense of yourself, how you view yourself, take into major accountability how you are believing things about yourself, how you are talking to yourself. Those play a significant big role in your life. And if you're thinking, no one showed up for me, I have no one in my corner, babe, you have you in your corner. Like, you have you. You wake up, you dress yourself because you get to, because that's a blessing. Yes, what you choose to put in your mind, what you choose to feed your body, how you choose to clothe yourself, you have showed up for yourself. So when you're in this state of like, he didn't do this and she didn't do this, they didn't do this, I have no one, or especially, you know, when it's your birthday and you're like, they got it all wrong, you get to choose how you show up for yourself. And it's like, no, you have to value yourself. You really have to value yourself. You can't just wait around waiting for someone, oh, someone didn't buy me flowers, someone didn't give me, you go buy yourself flowers. You go get your nails done. You go get yourself a haircut. Like, you show up for yourself. Feed yourself, feed your mind good information. Like, be careful what you put in your mind, be careful who you surround yourself. There's so much power about you that you take it for granted, and so then you look in your corner and you're like, oh, there's no one in my corner. I'm not saying that having someone in your corner is a bad thing. Like, yes, that's beautiful. It's amazing, especially when you have a team or a group of friends that's in your corner and they're like you and they're crazy. But when you don't have that, I want you to look at how you have shown up for yourself. How have you been faithful? Because when it comes to looking at people and relationships, you're like, oh, this person was really there for me when I was down. This person was really there for me when I had a mental breakdown, when I had an accident, XYZ, this person, etc., etc. This person was there. Okay, how have you been there? How have you shown up? How have you taken care of yourself when you have been sad? What have you done when you're angry? What do you do? Do you feed trashy things? Do you show up for yourself? Do you? Do you actually show up for yourself? And it's this whole other topic that it's just now it's not just, oh, I feel lonely. It's like, no, you're not alone. Like, I tell you, I'm working out at the gym. I see around me people come in pairs of two with their boyfriend, girlfriends, or sister, brother, cousin, whatever, right? They're training with another person. I look around me and I see that. Not all the time, but that's what sometimes I see. And I see, wow, like, that must be nice, right? And one who's training alone, one can dwell, I'm like, oh, I wish I had that. No, literally, I was working out. It was a Friday. I was working out. And Friday in the morning, I was working out and I was exhausted. And Fridays are my glutes days. And I was exhausted, but I always like to go to failure. My crazy self likes to go to failure. And I was like, we're doing one more. And I remember, instead of me dwelling on what I don't have, I was literally talking to myself, because talking to yourself really matters. How you talk to yourself, how you show up for yourself really matters. And let me tell you, I was exhausted. I was doing my last rep and I was like, I can't do this. Like, I was out of breath. And then I took my break and I was like, I still needed more, but I was like, no, we gotta get this done. And so then I literally, as imagining as if my twin self was right in front of me, looking down at me and talking at me, because she's like leaning down, like, and talking to me. So I was like sitting down since we were doing glutes, we're doing hip thrust. And so I was like imagining, like, all right, Chelsea, you got this. You've gotten this far along. You got this. Just 10 more and just 10 more. And then when you begin, just do 5, just try to get, you know you can do this. I'm so proud of you. You have come so far along. Like, you got this. Come on. I know you got this. Just a few more. Bite chunks. You can do this. Let's go. And me just talking to you like that, just like, wow. And guess what? I did the 10 reps. So it matters. How you talk about yourself, how you see yourself, not letting others dictate and define who you are matters. So, action step under source. How have you been faithful to yourself? How has your creator been faithful to you? And the same way I just said, how are you watching this video? You've been blessed with sight. You have been blessed to see, or you have been blessed to hear. If you're listening to my voice, you are blessed for this and you are blessed for that. Things that you did not do, but you were blessed because of your Heavenly Father. So look at the goodness and the faithfulness where you have shown up and where your creator has shown up. Next, the direction. Where are you headed? Where are you headed in life? And I think that can be a scary question. Where are you headed in life? Who are you surrounding yourself with? It doesn't have to be a scary question. You know, recently, not so long ago, I've heard the quote, but now it meant more when it resurfaced to my brain. And it was like, nothing is meant to be feared. It is meant to be understood. So if you fear something, then you don't have a clear understanding of it. So get a clear understanding of it. Get knowledge. Get wisdom. Get knowledge. Get wisdom. Nothing is supposed to be feared, but understood. If you feel lonely, what are you doing? I know that there's some of you out there, because you feel lonely, out of desperation, you will surround yourself with people, with the wrong people, with the wrong crowd. At the end of the day, it's just getting a clear vision on the people that you want in your life. Topic of direction lies the do not chase, attract. Where are you headed? Are you being intentional in your relationships? Are you not being intentional? Are you surrounding yourself with the wrong crowd? Are you surrounding yourself with the wrong? If so, then how can we change that? Who are the people that makes you want to make a good decision in your life? Who are the people that wants to help you be a better person? Who are they? Surround yourself with those people. I know that society has kind of implemented it. It's like if someone asks you, oh, how many friends do you have? I have none. Yeah, I have none. If you have no friends at the moment because by whatever reason you have changed, you have moved on, they were just for a season, you're on to bigger and better things, okay. It's okay for you not to have no friends. Like I said, it's okay for you to feel lonely and to know that that greater force, your creator, and the great things that are to come for you, those people will show up in your life. And it's believing that those people will show up in your life. And in the meantime, before those people show up in your life, you're treating yourself, you're being faithful with yourself, you're improving yourself, you're becoming a better version of you each day as possible. Not the best, a better version of yourself. It's knowing that, then you saying, oh, I need a friend. Babe, I promise you, you can survive without a friend. And I'm not saying don't get a friend, but if you are to have anyone in your circle, be very careful with who you let into your circle. The good things that are meant for you will come. The people that are meant to uplift you and encourage you, those people will come. It's just a matter of when. Don't chase after it. So catch yourself and see where you actually being intentional in your relationships. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you are feeling like you're alone in this hopelessness, you are not alone. You are cherished. You are loved. You are beautiful. You are not alone. And it starts with that first point that we talked earlier in the beginning. Choose to believe that you are not alone. Choose to compile the evidence on why you are not alone. Look at your blessings. Be grateful. Look at your intentions. Out of any difficult situation, you are strong and you got this. You just become stronger. Even if this feeling of hopelessness is like pinned against you and you feel like the world's against you, just know you come out stronger. You're coming out stronger. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you. You are not alone. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace.